Have you ever seen a man so broken that even pain seemed to give up on him? A man who smiled for his daughter while his body fought a battle he never spoke of? Stay with me till the end, because what happens when a millionaire walks into their small, silent world will touch your heart deeply. And before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel Stories of Kindness for more emotional, real-life stories that remind us what love and humanity truly mean. The small apartment was cold, not because winter had come early, but because warmth had slowly disappeared from Ethan's life. He was only 40, yet his frail body told a story of sickness and silent endurance. Every morning he would drag himself out of bed, coughing softly so his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, wouldn't hear. He didn't want her to worry. For her, he was still her superhero, the strongest man alive. Ethan had been diagnosed with a chronic illness 2 years ago, but he told no one. His wife had passed away in childbirth, and since then Lily had been his entire world. There were no relatives, no friends left, just a father and daughter surviving each day with love and simplicity. He worked at a small repair shop, fixing old radios and fans, his trembling hands making each job harder. Yet every evening, when Lily came home from school, he made sure to greet her with a smile, a warm hug, and her favorite soup. Their world was small, but it was filled with laughter, bedtime stories, and a promise he made silently every night, to live one more day for her. But one day, fate stepped in. Ethan's health began to fail faster than expected. He collapsed at work and was rushed to the hospital. The doctor told him gently that his body was giving up and he needed rest and proper care. But rest meant not earning, and not earning meant Lily would have no home, no food, no future. So, he thanked the doctor, took his medicines, and went back to work the next morning, pretending everything was fine. Unknown to Ethan, a stranger had been noticing him. A man in his late 40s named Mr. Harlow, a successful millionaire who owned several tech companies. Harlow had recently visited the small repair shop to fix an old clock his late wife had loved. He had watched Ethan carefully, how he smiled through pain, how he spoke gently to customers, and how he worked with quiet dignity. Something about that man reminded Harlow of the humanity he had lost while chasing success. One rainy evening, Harlow returned to the shop, only to find it closed early. Curious, he followed the faint sound of coughing from a nearby alley and saw Ethan leaning against the wall, pale and shaking. Without hesitation, Harlow helped him up and took him home. Inside the dim apartment, Harlow saw little Lily sleeping beside a flickering lamp, her homework half finished, a drawing of her father taped to the wall. It said, "My daddy is my hero." Tears welled in Harlow's eyes. He turned to Ethan and asked softly, "Why didn't you ask for help?" Ethan smiled weakly. "Because I've already been given the greatest gift, sir, my daughter. I can't ask for more." Harlow's heart broke. The man who had everything, money, fame, and power, felt small before this dying father's strength. That night changed everything. Harlow arranged the best doctors for Ethan, moved him and Lily into a new home, and took responsibility for their care. He visited them every day, reading stories to Lily, sharing meals, and finding peace in their simple happiness. For the first time in years, Harlow felt alive again, but life had its own way of teaching gratitude. One evening, Ethan quietly passed away in his sleep, holding Lily's hand. When Harlow arrived and found them, tears streamed down his face. He knelt beside Ethan and whispered, "You've done your part, my friend. I'll take care of her now, I promise." From that day on, Harlow became the father figure Lily needed. He made sure she went to the best school, that she never felt alone, and that her father's memory lived on through kindness and love. Years later, at Lily's high school graduation, Harlow stood proudly in the crowd, tears in his eyes. As she received her award, she looked up and smiled at him, saying, "For my 2 fathers, one who gave me life, and one who gave me a future." The entire hall stood in silence, moved by her words, and as the camera slowly fades, remember this: kindness doesn't need wealth. It needs a heart. If this story touched you, please like this video and subscribe to Stories of Kindness so we can keep sharing stories that remind us what truly matters in this world.